I think we'll just start now. Those coming later or not coming is fine. Don't want to waste too much time waiting. So this is our last meeting, right? So we got a good amount of announcements to quickly cover. But first, I'd like to thank all of you guys for sticking with us. This was like our first year doing all of this, and it was virtually. I also like to thank Ms. Okok for hopping on board so quickly and allowing us to do this. Hopefully next year, maybe we can go in person. You don't know. Worst case, maybe we'll just do it on Zoom again. I also don't know. But next year, if you're currently in sixth and seventh grade and you're going to seventh and eighth grade, most likely we'll hopefully see you guys again for something similar. We aren't gonna repeat the curriculum, so like the lessons, like the certain topics we had, it's not gonna be like the same. We're gonna like try to switch it up, keep it fresh. There might be a couple small things that are the same because they're like important and we need to go over them every time. But other than that, we'll try to like do something different. And if you're currently in eighth grade and you're going into ninth grade, but for one at high school, so I'm assuming most of you are going into one at high school because it's Suzanne. Then hopefully we'll see you guys at the Wana High School Computer Science Club, which we also run. Um, this year was also our first year for the high school club as well. There's no like form or anything to fill out. We'll just email you guys, the eighth graders that are going in ninth grade, a bit later. And also in high school, there's like a club fair, and you'll probably be able to see us there too. But for now, we do have one small form, and this is just like a feedback form. So I just sent it in the chat, but basically, it looks like this. It's optional and it's anonymous. So like if you have any like comments, anything you want to add, you can just add it in there, and we'll take a look later. You don't have to if you don't want to. Once again, it's anonymous and it's just simply feedback for like the whole overall first year how it went, and that's pretty much it. And then also we'll quickly go over some resources. So I'm not going to click on all of these links, but this is a link tree. I'm actually not sure how many of you have seen this because we don't really use this too often, but basically all of the important links can be found here. Also important is the GitHub. Once again, I'm not too sure how familiar everyone here is with GitHub, but this link specifically will take you to all of our past lessons. So we've had 11 like lessons, and everything related to each lesson, especially the code, will be found here. And then the website was just recently updated. We have some more stuff. The website is shared with the high school club, so there might be some stuff that's a bit advanced there because they were made, for the high school club in mind. You can still check it out if you're interested in it. And yeah, we'll be continuously updating this probably a bit over the summer, but not too much. And then the resources. This is Google Drive. So this Google Doc here has all of our past lessons. It's very similar to the GitHub. So it's just like listed in bullet points with a bunch of links. So you can find everything here also. And also in the resources is shared folder. You guys should be able to see this. It's the past lessons. And every past lessons, the slides are in here. So you guys can check it out also. And then lastly, that's our YouTube channel. I don't think there's any need to click on it. You can see all of the past recordings as well as the recordings for the high school club if you want to also maybe check it out. And that's basically all we have for the announcements. We're now gonna quickly play a short Kahoot. It just has like some like review like of each lesson that we went over this year, so to say. And then after that, we'll have like a short Q&A if any of you have like any questions about the future, and then we'll just call it a day. So um guys can join here at www.kahoot.it. That's the game pin. We'll start in a couple minutes for some more players. I think we'll probably start. Um, I think we'll wait a tiny bit more, but then unless you like send me a private message, like telling me that you're about to join, we'll just start. Actually, I think you could join after the game starts too. I think. All right, we'll just start it. Lucas, you gonna take over, right?
Yeah, I'll just go over all the questions or the
Yeah. All right.
first 6. Okay, so we're starting off pretty easy. Obviously, computer science includes a lot more than just coding. Like, just in this year, you've learned like more than just coding in this club. Like, we've also done like machine learning, website development, and stuff like that. So it's not just like uh, language coding. So computer science, it was in like the last problem. It's all about study of like processing information. So that's why it's not really just coding. It's includes more like creating computer programs, and all that is kind of included in computer science. Okay, this was actually a quite a while ago, so I understand that might be why it's hard. They're called conditionals because you have to give them a condition for them to work. So you have to have like if something happens, then the code under it is what will happen given that if condition. So that it's all about um, having something happen under a condition. Yeah, so for loop you can change the number of time it repeats. In Python, it's like for I in range, and then you can change the number inside of a range. While loop is the one that you can't really change. Okay, so this was actually a more difficult problem, I thought, um, because I put in I put in blue as like a trick question, because you would think you would want to remove pairs. You have to have a function that has the element pairs. But there's this neat function in Python that's pop that just automatically chooses the last element and then removes it. Okay, so this one also, I think square or green also makes sense. You would think like you have the start integer and the interval and then stop int. So obviously we know start integer is the first because uh, you can do a for loop with just the first number. You don't have to actually put a stop integer or interval. Um, but if you want to like constrain it, the correct argument is start integer, stop integer, and the interval.
Oh wow, everyone got it correct. So I guess I don't need to explain it. But yeah, HTML and CSS can create static websites. If you add some JavaScript, it might like be considered dynamic, whatever. Well, good job. Yeah, just select any that apply. When I made it, I thought I could do select all that apply, but apparently that's not a feature. Uh, or like I think you need to pay or something. So just any that apply. Yeah, so good job. Green and blue were correct. You can style your website, you can style your HTML code. Um, you can't exactly create programs with CSS. CSS is more like a styling language, like just like how HTML is more like a markup language. Languages that you can kind of like create programs with would be more like JavaScript, Python, Java, that stuff, right? CSS, it's not exactly like creating programs. The correct answer was hello world in JavaScript. A lot of you chose Java. Maybe you guys know Java, but in Java, if you were gonna do it, it would be system.out.println line. I'm pretty sure we've never taught that though, but that's how you do console log in Java. And Python, that would be like print. And this green one would never happen because it's hello world. But yeah, in JavaScript, everything's console log because we're using consoles. Yeah, so this one's a bit tricky because there's like definitions, whatever. But Node is a server-side programming language, and npm is its corresponding package manager. Npm stands for Node Package Manager for JavaScript. And that's pretty much it. This was just kind of like a regular question. We actually created a post on the website to how to install Node in npm if you're wondering. Uh, Good job again. So it looks like everyone got it. Basically, yeah, it is algorithms that can learn from data. The other three are incorrect. It's not advanced robots. It's not exactly superhuman intelligence, and it's not the same as artificial intelligence. But it is more algorithms that can learn from data. Once again, this is like a select any that apply. I thought you could do the select all, but just like one of the potential correct answers. Yeah, so unfortunately, all of them were correct. I so it was a free question. It wasn't meant to be like this, but so good job, everyone got it. All four of these are challenges of image classification because if you remember viewpoint variation, if you turn your camera a bit, the whole image distorts a bit. The pixels are all different, so that's an issue. Background clutter, if it's like blending into the background, how does the computer know how to differentiate if this is a background or the actual object? Illumination, if the lighting is different, the picture is also going to be different, right? Because the pixels are going to be different colored because the lighting is different. Occlusion, that's if something's being blocked, so if the object is like behind something you could barely tell, the computer also has to somehow figure out, hey, the thing is getting blocked but it's still there, so that's also a challenge. And I think we're on our second to last question. This who am I person is pretty good. Answer is software that can solve problems by itself. This one was kind of tricky. It's not a branch of machine learning. It's actually backwards. Machine learning is more of a branch of artificial intelligence. Wait, did I get it confused? I hope not. If I did, my bad. I think it's correct. Um, uh, and then dangerous, something that'll take away our jobs. That's kind of like a stigma. It might be true. It could be potentially dangerous and etc. But that's like a whole different conversation. Um, but what I've heard is that people say that it is going to be dangerous or take all of our jobs, etc. But I've also heard that the future is supposed to be society with no jobs. I don't know if that ever happened in like our generation, but who knows? But yeah, the answer is software that can solve problems by itself, or that was the intended answer. And this is the last question. Um, it's what is a neural network? Yeah, the answer was is based off a real brain. It has many layers. If you recall the layers, they were input layer. There's an input layer. There's some hidden layers, and there's like an output layer. A group of neurons that's more like a real brain. And then artificial brains. I guess technically this probably would have been the second best answer because you can technically think of that as an artificial brain. So if you put this, I'll give it to you. Weak form statistics, not exactly. But yeah, the answer is based off a real brain. Has many layers, and this is a podium. Congrats, Jason. Got third place. Oh, a dot got second place. And who am I got first place? I wonder who that is. Congratulations, runner-ups. So yeah, that's all we have for the Kahoot. There's a bit of a review of everything we kind of went over like this whole year. Now we have like 12 minutes left. We'll have a short Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can submit it anonymously right now. Give me a second to set it up. Yeah, so if you want to, you can submit a question via this link. We'll wait for about 2-3 minutes for some questions, and I'm the only one who can see the questions pop in. But if any of like the other high schoolers want to add on, feel free. If there are no questions, which also may be likely, we'll just end the meeting a bit early, and everyone will just call it a day. But yeah, we'll wait a couple minutes if anyone has any questions.